Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randal Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts.
Okay, now we're really live. In both places.
Yep. Still don't buy it.
You don't? Well...
Nope, I don't see ourselves up on the screen.
Well, you're just going to have to deal with it, sir. Hello. Welcome to episode, what are we, 98?
This will be 98.
Episode 98 of Married AF. And there you go, sir.
And still not seeing it, but now...
Oh, no.
Now my phone is just being shit.
Okay, well, you're making this super interesting.
It doesn't matter. It's all good. It's all gravy, baby.
This is riveting podcasting. So...
no, we got to talk about our sponsors real quick.
Yeah, I was getting it pulled up. So we are a little early, but we figured we'd get it rolling. And so first of all, let's shout out to our Civilized Creatures podcast network, all the homies on our network. Ooh, who is our creature feature for this week?
Picks and Bones.
Picks and Bones. Who did he interview in his most recent episode? So Picks and Bones is a show on our network. Eric is the host. He's fantastic. He sits down with local bands and other musical artists and interviews them.
I don't believe we're live on YouTube.
Dude, we are. I'm looking at it. And I would love it if you would pay attention and quit fucking with your phone. I'll give you my phone if that would make you feel better.
No, I just want it up on the screen. I want to be able to see.
Oh my God.
Because mine is just still saying we'll go live in 12 minutes like our initial.
Yeah, well, it's lying to you. And I really am about to strike you.
I don't know why you're so stressed out.
Because I'm just trying to talk.
Well, then talk. It's no big deal.
And you're just fucking with your phone. And it is. We even have Joe B commented already. So will you fucking stop?
No. No. Then you figure that out and I'll talk because I don't have a problem doing the talking. We got Picks and Bones, Feature Creature Feature. Great show. Eric was recently on Po Boy's podcast. It was a delightful episode with Jody B. Powerful episode. Highly recommend it. If you haven't heard it, go check it out. It was fantastic. Eric was great. Jody B is always a fucking killer interviewer. So I enjoyed the shit out of that. Effing Gear, got a little news on that. They're one of our fantastic sponsors. As you know, we had that hat giveaway. They have sent the hat out. Went to Ben from the Angry Dad podcast. He's also who guest judged Podcast of the Roundtable recently, which crowned John his first win, which John was due. It was a great episode, though. It was so good. Could have went any way. Such a close episode. Thought everybody did great. You were great, babe. Joe B was fantastic. DJ from Untrained Eye came in like a man dick on 5 minutes notice and competed on the show. And he was actually, because we had Kristen Beck scheduled, and when we couldn't get a hold of her for the show, we went to the bullpen. Boom. DJ agreed to come on within seconds. And he killed it. So when that episode does air as a podcast, you'll want to check it out. But you can always go to our Facebook page, Civilized Creatures Facebook page, and check out the video of it. It was fantastic. So shout out to Effing Gear for the free hat giveaway.
And the biggest shout out for DJ.
Absolutely. What
Coming
a
in.
champ. Funnier than fuck, too. Joe B, too. Joe B cranked it up to 10.
Everybody.
Like winners do.
I had so much fun recording that.
Get Whax.
Yeah. Sorry, I didn't know if you finished with Eric's.
Yeah, Eric's Picks and Bones is just a great show. It's a real deal.
Who did he interview most recently?
I don't know. He does so many. I don't know who his last one was, but I mean, he interviews musicians of all genres. They could be new, starting their journey. They could have been around for 30 years. The guy's balls deep into music.
Yep.
Knows his shit. That show is never going to let you down if you're a music fan. So check that show out for sure, and all the other shows on the Civilized Creatures podcast network.
Yeah, before we go, so we got Drinks with Larry, What's in Your Hometown, Bearded Dad, The Untrained Eye, Welcome to My Show, Cinemondo, and The Bear Cave, along with us and Picks and Bones on Civilized Creatures. So Effing Gear, you did that one.
Whax.
Whax is the lube, the official luxury lube of the Married AF podcast.
It is the lube, the preferred lube of the Married AF podcast. You cannot go wrong by using that lube. It's quality stuff. You will enjoy it. And as a listener, you don't get just the 10% off that every podcast gets you.
Nah, you get a solid
You get 20% off. This is real savings. This isn't just the
not just the tax. Which is nothing to scoff at.
No, every little bit counts, but
it's a solid discount. So go to getwax.com. That's GETWHAX and use AF20 for your 20% off.
Vital Tattoo Care. I want to shout them out real quick because people tend to forget we have tattoos because they see us all the time. They just look past them. Like mine are so damn old. They just it's kind of the color of my skin now. But their shit is awesome. Really help if you want to liven up some of your old tattoos, or if you just got a new one and you're wanting to heal it up good. Check out their shit. It's all organic. No fuckery.
No fuckery. Made to order. And under zips, we need to get you another pair of these, boo.
Bad.
You've not only worn out the color, but then you put them in the wash with like towels that you had oil and stuff all over them, or I don't know,
on the cars.
You've just worn them out. I mean, that's how good they are. So underzips.com, get you some draws, some American.
Yep, and help some of our heroes' families. They support the scholarships for the folded flags. They give scholarships to our veterans that have died while serving. They provide scholarships to their children and spouses. So, you can't beat that. $1 of every pair goes towards that. Again, no fuckery. Two guys that own the company are fucking fantastic. And that's the American dream. So check them out, Underzips.
Underzips.com. Use promo code RANDY for 10% off.
Yep, and I think last is BioBidet.
Correct.
For shitters and spitters. You got to have a bidet nowadays. If you're still a monster and you're just using striking paper on your ass, I can't imagine what your lover thinks of you.
That your rump is not clean. That's what
disgusting.
They think.
You can get a bidet now for under $50. There's no excuse to be walking around with a fudge-packed ass.
Yeah. You can just go to biobidet.com and use promo code MarriedAF and get 10% off of the already wonderfully priced bidets.
I am going to reach out to BioBidet about this, and I'm going to tell you, we did a contest a year ago for a free bidet.
Oh, yeah, the shit yourself stories.
Tell your best shit yourself stories.
Those are good.
We've brought on, more listeners, new people. I want to see if they'll do that again, so we can include our Instagram folks and everything else.
Sure.
and get somebody a bidet. My aunt won the first one.
It was quite a story.
Quite a story. Her and
Watsky
Watsky battled it to the death.
Yeah, I was on the fence between her and Watsky.
Could have went either way.
Yeah.
I don't see the comments.
You
up
don't
there.
see those up there. Because, yeah.
I wonder if it's showing up on my YouTube yet. Oh, looks like it might be. There it is.
I
Yep.
already have it on my phone. You can just look at.
All right, cool. All right, so here, tonight's episode, I kind of wanted to bombard Brooke with like some current events I don't think she knows much about, and just see what how she squirms her way through them. And then I'm going to do some fake news.
Podcast
with
of the
her.
Round Table isn't enough for you?
No, these are
Squirming
some-
for you?
Some
great.
segments where I'm going to
Great.
give you 3 options of news-related things and see if you can tell me which one is fake news.
Okay.
But I got to start off with a win. Uncle Randy's a winner tonight. Probably the biggest win of our marriage at this point.
What?
St. Andrews University just did a study.
What is St. Andrews University?
It's a university.
And what are they doing in our marriage?
It's a university.
Mm-hmm.
And shit, now I got to see if I can. Oh, I took a photo of it. All right. Couldn't miss this. It's too good. All right. So,
Oh, my.
turns out water is not the best thing for hydration. It is not the best liquid. If any of you have followed us for a while, you know that my wife drinks water all the time and swears that everything ever wrong with me is because I don't drink water.
Because you don't, when you have a headache or when you're like something hurts, I'm like, you need to drink more water.
Yeah, when I cut my finger off, she was like, well, I should have drank more water.
That's true.
Everything is more water.
Uh-huh.
So, come to find out, it's not the most hydrating liquid.
I'm going to need Christina Alme to weigh in on this. I don't believe this St. Andrews bullshit.
Okay, but I just want to get your thoughts. I've got the top 13 items for hydration liquids. Where do you think sparkling or still water is in that rank?
How many did you say were on the list?
13.
I'm saying in the top 3 or 5.
Okay, you would be wrong. You would be so wrong.
What?
And I am so right. Listen to this shit.
Like, probably like Gatorade and Powerade are up there because they got like the whatever electrolytes and shit. But you don't like. I would think.
Yeah, let me see your phone for the comments because I need to see if people are chiming in.
No.
And I'm on a different page, so I can't watch it
No, nobody is.
on mine.
And I can show you also, babe.
All right, so yeah, I want to see if anybody else has any ideas, but it doesn't look like we have a whole lot of people in here yet because we're early. Got one more minute. Ooh, this study funded by Nike or Gatorade? No, it was not actually, or I don't think it was. But let me tell you anyway. No, I know it wasn't because number one, you know what? Foul liquid is number one for rehydrating your body.
Coconut water or something.
Skim milk.
Ew.
Skim milk
I do call that white water.
is the number one liquid
Okay.
for rehydrating your body.
Okay.
Number 2 is oral rehydration solutions like Pedialyte
Okay.
liquid.
Mm-hmm.
Number 3.
That makes sense to me because that's what we give like when Gunnar has like a stomach flu or something.
Number 3, though, is full fat milk. Good old vitamin D
Good.
milk, which is what I drink.
I'm not opposed to these things. Whole milk, I am all about. Skim milk, I've always thought is a fucking waste of liquid.
Yeah, skim milk disgusts me. It looks like semen water to
It
me.
does.
And I can't
Ugh,
mess with skim milk.
gross.
People that eat it on their cereal make me want to punch them in the face.
Yeah, it's nasty.
It drives me insane.
But whole milk, I'm all about it. It's nature's perfect food, by the way.
Whole milk is fantastic. I drink it on ice. Don't share it. Got a problem. Everyone knows that. It's an
Did you
issue
even
for
mention
me.
that on your list of OCD things last week?
I don't think so because we had talked about it before.
Dairy being an issue of sharing. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah.
What are the other things on here?
All right. So the next one. Oh my God. Looks like
Ew.
yeah, his mom used to make him drink skim. Ugh. No good. No good at all.
No, not good at all.
All right, so number 4 is surprising to me, orange juice. The tartness in it would seem like if I'm dehydrated, my mouth's dry, it would just make my mouth more dry.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
It may rehydrate your body, but your mouth, I don't see
what
it
about
doing
your-
much for
yeah.
refreshment.
Okay.
Oh, shit, we got to do our shots, by the way. We're late.
Is this hydrating?
Yes.
Vodka.
Vodka and
Cheers. You know the camera's that way,
dash
not that
of
way.
red Kool-Aid. Here we go. Cheers. I just swallowed half my dip with that shot. Heartburn's going to be good.
There's a giant shot. That tasted like cough medicine kind of because it was Kool-Aid with booze in it.
All right, so here's the kicker. 1, 2, 3, 4. Number 5, Coke, Cola, Mountain Dewies.
Shut the fuck up. This is bullshit. It's bullshit.
Number 6, Diet Cola. So the bad shit's even more hydrating. I've said it for years. This is no bullshit. I've always said there's water in it. Damn it. I'm still getting the water. It doesn't make sense that I'm not rehydrated like everyone else.
Randall, I'm just going to tell you right now. That list is bullshit. All I have to do is smell your piss in the morning from 6 miles away to tell me that your kidneys are screaming for more water.
That's because I don't drink enough liquid. I don't. I just
You
let my drink sit.
carry that thing
I
around.
don't drink it. They're always. I'm throwing them out. I chew on the ice and then I throw out the drink. I've got to drink more. I'm not saying I don't need more water. I know that clearly, but I also need to take in more liquids. Do you know how much I sweated today?
Oh, a lot of
4 pairs of clothes. 4
Where are
pairs
all of them? Because I just
underwear.
put stuff in the laundry and I didn't see all of
You've
them. in
done 2 loads today.
No, that was the one from last night that I folded. But
Oh, well, yeah, 4. I'm on my 4th pair of drawers right now
Okay.
for today. Went to the gym, worked out. Those are smoked. Came home from the gym, did some work in the garage.
all just-
Those were toast.
those are all just baking in your gym bag, probably.
After those were toast, changed, came in, went back out later, did more work.
Yeah, I know.
Those were toast. Ate dinner and showered. New draws. Number 4. I hate Georgia. Hate the weather. Hate the South.
Well, can you just drink more fluids while you're doing that?
Oh, it would be smart. But I just sweat, so it's so fucking hot. It's so hot. All right, so let's move on.
Yeah, I'm
Next.
agreeing with. Who is this in the chat, by the way? That's better at life. I need you to tell me, because
Shit, I'm locked out again.
what the fuck?
Next is cold tea. After that is regular tea. I guess warm tea. After that,
Non-cold tea.
after that is sports drinks.
Wow.
After that is still water.
Okay.
After that is sparkling water.
Why does that? This list is bullshit.
After
that
that-
does not.
Is lager.
All right.
And then after that is coffee.
And okay.
Those are the lists. And if this list is credible, which here's the first thing against it, it's off CNN.com. That hurts its credibility.
Fake news.
But if this list is anywhere near right, what a win for me. It still won't matter, but because she's never going to believe it. This is one of the few items where she can flip the tables on me because I don't believe anything. She usually buys everything. She's not going to buy
Nope,
this.
I don't.
No matter what.
I'm
Doesn't
never.
matter
Yeah.
Who says it.
I'm not going to believe that all that bullshit is before, especially Coke and like sodas are before water. I'm sorry. No.
Coors Light is 95% water. That makes sense. Coors. If I didn't drink Bud Light, Coors Light is my next beer.
Yeah.
Not Miller Lite. Hell no.
Yeah.
Like of my just plain piss beers, it would be Coors Light.
I mean, ever since doing low carb a couple years ago, I Michelob Ultra is my normal everyday beer.
Yeah, so that list, maybe it'll
It's false.
blow y'all's mind a little bit. All right, so now we can kind of jump into some of these events.
All right.
I want to do a little bit of talking about cancer dicks, licks,
What?
cancel culture.
Whoa. What was that? Are you okay?
Yes.
I thought you were saying Chancellor and then Cancer.
Cancel culture. Say that fast.
Cancel culture. I'm not saying it's easy to say. I thought you were saying different things first. Yeah, cancel culture is getting out of hand. It was cute the first couple times I heard somebody say that a person was canceled. I was like, that's funny. And then now I'm like, oh, Jesus, just stop.
Yeah, this is no good for me.
What are you doing?
It just closes and locks me out. I don't want to deal with it, having to look at it through yours. All right, so anyway, cancel culture. Everything that's going on nowadays, ridiculous. Mm-hmm. You can't do shit anymore. And let me tell you, I'm on the fence about it. I'm not on the fence about it. I hate it, but I think there's a few instances where it can be a good thing. And the first one I saw was last night on the Big Brother finale. Here's why. Everyone that loves Big Brother, and I know a lot of y'all aren't Big Brother fans. We're huge Big Brother fans.
No, we didn't do like the recaps this season like we did last season. We could have, though. It was a good season, but...
But we say every year, there's like a little bit of a racist undertone to Big Brother. Every year. Mm-hmm. You know, and this year it started off, boom, 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 boom. They got rid of the minorities, like the female, African-American, the male, both who were like mine and your favorites. We
David was my favorite. I wanted David to win. And he was
Ovi,
like,
he's like Pacific Islander maybe, or Asian of some sort.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they get rid of them. And the guy that ended up winning, I mean, this year I think CBS was just like, we can't take it anymore. Mm-hmm. It's so ramped up in culture and Twitter, and everybody was beating them down so bad about it, that this year, when people would get evicted,
they kind of ambushed them, though.
If they had any questionable footage, Julie Chen laid the dick to him on the couch in front of everybody.
Now, when she did it to Jack, when he got evicted, that... I was like, oh shit, Julie. Like, she just ambushed him with like the footage and all that. Like, and I thought he handled it well. His response was like, it was acceptable to me. But then last night on the finale, like, they kind of ambushed Jackson with it, but they didn't provide the context of the situation to him. And they were just kind of like, telling him their feelings about it, which is, it's all fine, but like it just seemed kind of fucked up. Well,
here's why I think it's good is maybe this will show people not to start their year playing this way, because the thing is, what we didn't catch in all these where Julie lit them up, because we didn't watch the live feeds this year. There's a ton of references.
Oh, really?
For Jackson that I didn't know about.
Yeah, I mean, we didn't watch the After Dark like we did.
So when old girl was giving her little statement to Jack and Jackson, where she said, I don't know why y'all are so obsessed with me. When she was lighting them up, the black girl, forget her name now. Kimmy. She was lighting their ass up. That was all justified. Like, there's a shitload of transcripts and everything. Like, they were just flat out being dicks. I'm
not surprised.
Do I think they're racist? Not really, but they were dicks.
I think they're ignorant as fuck, and they don't think about what they say, obviously. And I think Jackson's kind of an asshole. There's no way I would have made it through being in the house with that guy. I would have had many words.
No, supposedly he's a huge asshole. Like the live feed transcripts.
You can tell that just from the regular show. He's a huge asshole.
He's got a domestic violence charge when he was in college at UT, University of Tennessee.
Okay.
He's prescribed, he takes like 5 Xanax a day to control his anger. He was clearly on steroids before he came in the house. I called this. When he came in the house, he was jacked. We left the house, he had no abs. Because he couldn't take his juice. Very clear. So he's coming off of his roids, which is a horrible idea to go on the show and just come off your roids. But
rookie mistake. I mean, he's like
He's only like
23 or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's young.
But he was so concerned about how his mom and everybody felt. That was the weirdest. He was the unhappiest winner in Big Brother.
It was the most awkward, like, yay, you won Big Brother, because it's like confetti and everybody usually comes out of there crying and so happy. He did not smile. He had the most serious look on his face and came out like so worried that his mom and dad were going to be mad at him. And you could see him like mouthing to them like afterwards, like, I'm not a racist, like talking to his mom and dad.
Well, I mean, here's the thing. Maybe that's going to teach the
Oh
future
my
competitors of like, you know what? We're going to start airing your bullshit from the live feeds, and we've got to take a stance for the network.
Yeah.
And defend ourselves. You still do, because CBS makes it clear we're not responsible for what they say. We don't support what they say. That's what makes it a real show. Mm-hmm. But you know what? They're not going to cover your ass anymore. And so that's up to you.
Was Twitter saying that Jackson was canceled?
Oh, for sure. They're begging him to show up on Twitter now. Like he's going to get ravaged.
Yep.
And if they had done this every year, there was way worse cases of this in many years past.
And it's not just a race thing too. It's like a misogynistic, like just talking down to women and shit. That's rampant. All the time in Big Brother.
There is a clear racist part of Big Brother when it comes to black women. Mm-hmm. They always target them first because there's just a consensus among everyone that goes on Big Brother that the black woman is going to be the loud, strong-willed. And Kimmy this year was the opposite of that. Mm-hmm. She was the least, like, she was going to play real. That's why I liked her.
They were like, but then because she was more reserved and like kept to herself, that was why they said they were getting rid of her.
Well, if she wasn't, they'd have got rid of her
because
for the other
that.
reason, which
right.
is where I say there's still a little racial. It's still bullshit.
It is. I mean,
it's hard, and there's only one usually black female a year, maybe one black female, one black male, bunch of whiteys. They got to do a little bit better on that. But let's jump off Big Brother because I don't want to bore everyone.
We're alienating everybody.
All right, Carson King. Have you heard of him?
No.
You don't know about the Iowa college kid from College Game Day?
No.
All right, this kid was on College Game Day a couple weeks ago. He had one of the signs. You know how they find the signs?
Yes.
His said, need money for Busch Light replenishment. And he put his Venmo name and everything.
How much money did he make?
He had like $500,000.
Shut up.
So he decided he was going to donate it to the Iowa Children's Hospital
that
they waived to.
Yes.
So when he decided that, Bush got involved, Anheuser-Busch, and was like, we'll match it.
What?
So he had $1.5 million in the pot. It runs through September 30th.
Dude.
A reporter in Iowa went digging through his tweets, found one when he was 16 years old, and he was quoting a Tosh 2.0.
Yeah, Daniel Tosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was a racist tweet.
Oh, my God.
So they put that out in the papers.
What?
Anheuser-Busch cuts ties with him. They said they'll still match it, but they're not partnering with him.
What is the deal with that? That, like, as soon as anybody gets any publicity, and Chris D'Elia mentioned this on his show, and it's always, like, bugged me, too, that, like, somebody gets either in the spotlight for just 1 second, or even, like, a celebrity or whatever, or somebody gets just a higher level of exposure, and then immediately it's like there's teams of people scouring their social media history for some kind of malfeasance.
That's cancel culture.
But like, why would and who are these people that just go searching like, here's an article about, because I'd never heard of this kid. Is it somebody at Anheuser-Busch?
No, it was a reporter for the Iowa local paper.
So they're just looking to find things to blow up people's
That's my whole point. That is the future.
My God.
That's where this whole thing is leading us. If you think that when you go to a new job interview now that they're not going to do that,
they do that, yeah.
And if you think that girlfriend's parents aren't going to do. If this is the world we live in,
MySpace was still a thing when I got the job with the company I work for now. So that's how long I worked.
They will go back and they will read all your shit. And as soon as they find a little something, they're going to have a raging boner. It's the world we live in.
I can't get another job with another company because I have this podcast.
Oh, I know. It's awesome.
Like, I already don't want the company I work for to know. Or that's why I don't mention it. But that shit drives me absolutely insane.
No,
like,
it's not right.
If you would put your energy towards, like, I don't know, looking for the good.
Well,
in
how about you look
things.
at the fact that that's $1.5 million for a cancer hospital for children?
Like, why are you wanting to ruin that?
I know. And the guy's 23 or whatever, right? And that was when he was 16. You know what?
He's a child, and that was when he was even more a child.
Yeah, but, this fucking blows my mind. And it's a bunch of bullshit because everyone that I know that's worth a grain of piss has made mistakes in their life and said stupid shit and been young, and you're ruining their lives.
For some old, like, why are you bringing up old shit all the time? Why does that have to matter so much?
Joe B said, when I say dude, I mean no gender specific.
Oh my.
Very nice, sir. You better mean that, because I'm about to go back through your tweet history, sir, and see what I can find on
I'm going to go back through your tweet history, and then I'm going to call Official Clothing or whatever what's Joe's big sponsor?
Yeah, that's homie Kaz's clothing line.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Nice.
This shit's dope. Yeah, he's their big
I know that's their sponsor.
His shit is dope. But shout out to Official Clothing.
Hey.
But yeah, so this culture is fucking toxic, and it's I don't see an end.
Yes.
I see it only getting worse.
So stupid.
But this kid, before you jump on the train and start beating him to death, I'd hope everyone would look at the positive. He's given every cent of that money to the cancer hospital in Iowa. That's right outside the Hawkeye Stadium, the one they turn and wave to. He's presenting them all the money on September 30th at the game. When they do the turnaround and wave, he's presenting the check. So
he's still giving his money, but now Anheuser-Busch is cutting ties with him.
They're not partnering and sponsoring him. They're still going to match the money.
Okay.
Because they can't pull the money from the kids.
No.
That's just their way of saying, we don't associate with this racist.
Oh my God. So stupid.
Which is unreal to me. It blows my mind.
Okay. Fuck this cancel. I'm going to uncancel.
Yeah. I know. It's the life. When
uncancel.
If I find out any of my friends are like this, lose my number. Can't be friends with you. If you're a cancer dick, cancel culture person.
If you're a Chancellor, cancel cancer.
Yeah, I can't get down with you. Joe B
Worry
says
about
he'd be in jail if there was social media back in the day. Yeah. Amen, brother. Yes, I would.
All of us would.
So check this out. Greta Thunberg. Have you heard of her?
No.
You don't watch the news, ever.
No. I watch the Channel 2 news in the morning when I'm getting everything. When I'm getting ready
Atlanta traffic.
to get the Atlanta local news. And that's it. That's all I need.
So she's the young girl that the climate change folks are... I don't want to say the wrong word, but they are putting to the forefront of their argument. She's 16. She's a Swedish girl. Very smart.
No. I do know. I know. Mm-hmm. She's in the pink shirt.
Yeah. Very mad, very angry.
Very mad.
So here's my problem with it. She's 16. This isn't poking light at anything that she's saying. She's clearly very smart, very well thought. She comes from a family of theologians,
learned
actors.
Doctors. This is a house of learned doctors.
Like a big acting family. Her mother is an opera
Sweden?
singer. Yep.
Okay.
But they're also very, liberal climate change folks, which is fine because, whatever. Everybody's got their thing. But so she gets on there, and if you watched her speech, if you haven't, Google her. She gets on there and starts ripping these asses. First off, she's in a room full of liberals. Mm-hmm. and she's tearing their asses apart of saying, you seek out us young people for hope. And so that's my first thing. And I'm like, no, they don't. You just came here. So
and why aren't you in school, ma'am?
Well, I'm sure she's homeschooled or something, but she's got Asperger's.
Okay.
But she functions fine. She's super duper smart, but it gives her like anxiety and things like that. And so seeing a kid that unfortunately has that, which is, that's unfortunate. You hate to see that for any kid. But so they're anxious. Then you pile on and put her at the forefront of an issue that terrifies her. Mm-hmm. She's already an anxious kid, right? Mm-hmm. Like that's just by nature, and with her with Asperger's. Mm-hmm. But now you got her.
Why is she there? I wouldn't. When I was 16 and I don't have Asperger's, there's no fucking way.
Her family has put her toward the forefront of it because they've always been.
Oh, her family's pushing her.
Yeah, to be a spokesman.
To be there. Okay.
And clearly she believes that it's her calling, but that's your family's job when they're bringing you along. And so, mom and dad have a hand in it. Mm-hmm. But so she's speaking so passionately about this, right? She really believes that if we don't make a huge change in carbon emissions
right
within 10 years, mass extinction. Okay, fine. Al Gore said the same thing in 2006. The same thing. Mm-hmm. He said we had 10 years.
Right after he said he invented the internet?
Yeah. He said we had 10 years.
Yeah.
It's 2019. Mm-hmm. Al Gore.
20 years.
Not a thing from Al Gore. So there's your 10 years. So now she's saying, well, Gore was wrong. We love Al Gore, but hey, now it's another 10. Mm-hmm. And she's saying, even if we act, even if we do change the whole world, we go to wind and solar and all that, there's still only a 50% chance we don't have the mass extinction in 10 years. I don't like those odds, according to her math, which I think is all bullshit.
Okay, so what do we do?
Nothing. But here's the thing. She really believes this. So what do you think that does to her anxiety? So she's pissed off. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's out of a million, yeah.
She thinks the end of the world's coming in 10 years. How can you do that to a kid that's already loaded with anxiety?
Why would you...
You let them. You couldn't even let them do that.
No,
I would. It's fucking wrong.
If our kids started talking about the world was going to end in 10 years, I would try and immediately talk them off that ledge and decrease that anxiety.
Yeah.
And maybe try and think of maybe more local things we could work on and not push them in front of a national news camera, in front of speaking in front of a bunch of politicians in a room. That sounds terrifying. I wouldn't do that now at 40. And they're putting a girl with anxiety problems at 16.
Listen, she's a great speaker.
She did great, she's fuck.
Fantastic. And I just think it's wrong.
Poor thing.
The liberals are doing this a lot now. They're putting these kids out in front of their issues.
Well, because they know that'll get the...
Well, because no one will attack a kid.
Right.
No, and they're wrong because people are tearing her ass up. I don't think that's right. I'm not going to attack a kid.
No.
I think her parents leave something to be desired by their choices. I'm not one to tell anyone about how to raise their kids. I'm not a fan of that. To me, if my kid was anxious, I would be trying to protect them from that, not steering them toward the anxiety. And especially, look, I'm all about... I think that, there's something to climate change. Sure. It's happened all through time.
Sure.
We can all do better.
It's
sure. But it's not the fucking...
But we're not going to all be gone in 10 years. No.
We're not. And you know what? Al Gore said it in 2006 when that wasn't right. You would have thought they were going to let this down. People don't remember. In the 80s, early 80s, I remember this, as young as I was, that it was global cooling. It was global cooling first.
I don't remember that, but...
It was global cooling. Then it was global warming. Then now it's just climate change.
No, it's just, we're going to say it's changing so that we don't pigeonhole ourselves into one temperature direction.
Yeah. So, I don't...
Poor thing.
I feel terrible for her as far as her anxiety and things like that. It hurts me as a parent to see her... So outraged. I'm fine with everybody having their issues and believing in it and fighting for whatever you think. That's great. But you know, shame
No.
on you if you're taking advantage of any kids.
Yeah.
To me, that's just my opinion on it. But we also had a question on what were our thoughts on climate change. I think we kind of answered it. I mean, I think we both agree there's something to it, but
Yeah, I just don't think it's the end all be all. I don't think. I mean, I think there's.
you know, and if in 10 years
If we all are
world
mass,
heats up and we're incinerated, man, you know what? That sucks.
then she was right.
And you know who cares? Because we're all incinerated.
Right.
But it's just no way to live.
Yeah. I don't know.
No.
I don't ever look too much into that. I don't know. What are your questions for me that you want me to
Well, now I got to ask
answer
one more.
horribly?
Did you hear about this woman in South Korea?
Probably not.
All right, this lady goes into a prenatal clinic in South Korea to get a vitamin shot.
Okay.
You know, a lot of pregnant women get vitamin boosters.
Sure. I just took prenatal vitamins. I didn't.
She leaves with an abortion
What?
because they mixed up the charts.
Okay. I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, she ended up getting...
She went to go get an injection of vitamins.
Uh-huh. Supposedly.
Ended up...
getting an abortion performed at 6 weeks.
How would you not stop that?
I don't know. That's
And
what I
be
was
like,
gonna
I'm
ask
sorry,
you.
no.
Why are you putting that tube in my hooter?
Why are you... I mean, I honestly don't know how... I assume you do... There's stirrups involved and your legs are up and they're doing things.
I don't know.
Up in there to do that procedure. I know there's different ways that early. I think maybe you can do it with just medicine, but wow.
Yeah, they've acknowledged that they were at fault. The nurse and the doctor have acknowledged.
Yeah, but as the woman that it happened to, South Korea is not the bad one, right? That's North Korea.
Yeah.
I don't understand how that could happen and be like, whoopsie.
Crazy
You came in
shit
for a
has
shot and now we aborted your That's awful, first of all. But like, I feel like she should have spoke up and be like, hang on, I just here for some vitamins. I feel like they don't need to go in there.
I wonder, though, Joe B just said the same thing you said. But I wonder if, because it's so early, if they could have done a injection-induced
That's what I was
flushing.
saying. That like
So the shot they gave her that she thought was a vitamin caused her to have a miscarriage.
that had to have been it. Where,
which is still technically an abortion.
oh, for sure. But like, so that would just make more sense as far as like why she would let it happen. Because she's like, okay,
the
I'm
only way I
I'm
could
getting a
see it.
shot.
I would think any woman would be like, why are you putting me under?
We don't go under, I don't think, but like, yeah. Or like, why is there a surgery table involved in this?
Why are you scrubbed up and masked
Why
up?
are my legs in stirrups and you've got a welding mask on? I don't understand. It had to, that's awful. And I hope she sues the fuck out of them. Can they do that in South Korea?
I'm sure they can in South Korea. South Korea is pretty normal. If it was Kim Jong-un, he'd just be like, eat a dick, bitch.
Well, he probably doesn't let people breed unless they're his kids anyways or something.
All right, so now we're going to do a little something different. I'm going to read some fake news or real news questions to Brooke. Let's
Lord
see how
have
she
mercy.
does.
This is going to be terrible. Mm-hmm.
All right.
We need some type of like game show music.
Let's see. I want to get the people right. All right. We're going to do exactly what our voters elected us to do. We laid out an agenda, and now we're going to implement that agenda, even if it makes a lot of the establishment, both liberal and conservative, uncomfortable. We won, they lost. Like our previous president famously said, elections have consequences. That's number one. Mm-hmm. Number two is I think the best person in her campaign is mainstream media. Number three, Donald Trump is not a jerk. He's a friend of ours. Which one of those three is fake news?
Who are saying these? I'm confused.
Well, I can't tell you because I would tell you which one is fake news, but which one of those is not real? Part of the job of knowing this is knowing who said them.
Okay, the second one's real. Right? The one about media being her.
Yep.
Okay.
Donald Trump said that.
Yes. That's yes. And the other two I have no fucking clue. I'm going to say the last one's fake news.
Nope, the first one.
I
felt like you were going to go
I was
with
going
that.
to because it was long and windy. That's why I kind of like went with the last one because I was like, oh, it's so long. Maybe it was real. Okay.
All right. How do you turn your phone on? What do you do magically?
It's my face that opens it, or you know the code to it.
I don't know how to get to the code.
When it
You
tries
swipe
when
left,
it
right?
no, you swipe up, and when it tries to check your face, just hit
Powerful Dave in the house. I'm fake news.
fake fucking news, Dave Chappie.
And let me say one thing.
Oh, whoops.
Now that my man Dave is in here, I want to tell him his last 2 episodes are bangers. They are killers.
His final episodes.
Dude, they are killers. They are so good. They are so fucking funny. My man Dave, no matter what you think of Dave, to everyone that listens, when his format, his show, I don't know if any other indie fuckers can fuck with him. It's a lot of fucking work.
Brings the heat.
It's unreal,
Yeah.
the magic he does on his show. It's very impressive, Dave. So kudos to you. This fucking last one had me laughing my tits off. All right.
It's not easy to do.
My fellow Republicans, when Donald Trump becomes president, the change will be huge.
Okay.
This was the largest audience to ever witness an inauguration, period, both in person and around the globe.
Okay, that's true. Donald Trump said that.
People are getting upset how I was sitting on the couch in the Oval Office during a visit by African-American leaders.
Oh, that was Kellyanne, whatever her fuck.
I view it more as a compliment. It's
Right?
an indication of how comfortable I feel around African-Americans.
Wasn't that Kellyanne Conway?
Maybe. Which one's fake news?
First one.
Nope. The third one. She didn't say all that.
Oh. Oh.
But yes, the issue that you're...
Where she was taking a picture. She was trying to take a picture of it, and she was like on her knees, like in a dress.
Yep.
But she was trying to get like the right angle. And it was like splattered all over. Oh, look at what she's doing in a room full of men and blah, blah. And it was like, okay, it's
In a
probably
business
not.
attire.
Yeah, but you're not at like a kid's birthday party, but ease up, people. Like fucking
See
chill.
this?
Oh my God. You have to wake it up. Do that. Now do the code.
This is my nightmare, folks.
God, you're
Having
so-
to use someone else's
Oh
phone.
my God.
Actually, I can go, I think, now to ours because I'm off of my notes.
Okay.
And
You know your next iPhone's not going to have a home button either. It's going to be like mine. So you're
no,
gonna...
I don't know if I can get another one then. I really don't. I don't know how I feel about
It
it.
takes 2 seconds to learn how to maneuver it without a home button. So
All right. So now that we're going, I want to get into this a little bit more now. I actually do want to talk a little bit more about the last episode of Podcast of the Round Table that John was recently crowned the winner of, and get your thoughts of it.
okay.
We talked about it for a second, but I want to
We
do
did-
a little bit.
I loved it. I had so much fun.
I thought it was great. I do want to give another shout out. It was funny, but it was probably like 10 minutes in, and Dave was like, I think John's going to win.
Mm-hmm.
This could be the one where John wins.
And then he messaged us like immediately after and was like, I think John won. And then like the guy that was judging it had just told us that
Yeah,
John
that
was the
had
winner.
won. And what a... that was the night for John to come in and be miserable, pissed off John.
Well, that's when he's at his best at Podcast of the
Well,
Round Table,
and-
when he's just like fired up and like he's not going to take anybody's shit.
And now that I think about it,
What was he so pissed off about, like from the jump? Because he came in hot, like
he said, I just think he was in a bad mood.
he was
He'd
just
been
busy
working all
and
day and
yeah.
didn't really. And it's a lot like you a lot of times when we do this show, where he starts it and he doesn't think he's in the mood to do it.
I'm never in the mood.
And then he started and he had a great time, and usually
I
you
know.
do too. And it's a matter of getting it started.
Yeah.
But yeah, and Joe B did go after John a little bit there, but I was just I don't know why. I think this episode to me was the most all around. Everyone was good. Usually there's, somebody's off or two people are off and two people are
or
great.
There's just one person that's so
good
much.
so
crazy. That's what I've felt like, is that like it's either like someone's just so far above everybody else, like where they stand out so much, or like there's somebody that's like a little off or whatever. But yeah, I mean, I feel like we were all on point, like on the same level. And
see, here's the hard part. When you have somebody like Adam Simmons in there, he's one of the guys that sucks a lot of the air from the room.
Or Almy. Yeah, like,
and they get a lot of the air, and everyone else is kind of like
exactly
for the last.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's like I'm just like, okay, I'm just here for to fill up time.
Yeah, it's demoralizing with Adam. And what's funny is a lot of
I love that guy so much, but like, God damn it.
A lot of they've all kind of adopted it, and they get better and better at it. Just that part.
I could see it being infectious, like
the quick, the speed, and Joe B. I think. There at the end, why'd he have an internet dropped on him one time? I don't know if that pissed him
that
off.
was weird. No, all the Inner Circle guys have fucking crushed it when they come on Podcast the Roundtable for sure. It was just a really good time on Thursday. So I had shout out to Joe B and DJ and John, of course, for winning. I was so happy. I mean, you can ask Randall. I saw the message from our judge before he did. I was walking down the stairs and had a bunch of shit in my hands right after the show, and like came running around the corner in the kitchen, was like, did you see that message? John finally won. Call him right now.
Yeah. It scared the shit out of me. You were like, oh my God. And I was like, what the fuck?
I was like, oh, I'm so excited.
It makes sense though. Like I thought about it afterwards, because Ben at Angry Dad.
Or Sunday. God, it was Sunday. I'm used to it being on a Thursday.
Ben is Angry Dad.
Ben, there you go.
Yeah, he's Angry Dad. John is Crotchety John.
John
so
is
it
also,
can make a sense that he took a liking to John.
And he's a dad.
I didn't really think was Ben gets pretty pissed off on his show. It's his thing. He gets annoyed and pissed. So take that for what it was. But Brooke, of course, dove in hard on the question about the guy that drowned and died proposing. Tell him about the interview. What his former fiance said about him.
Oh, in her Facebook post, she had like a long Facebook post about it. Obviously, like talking about how much of a wonderful person he was and how much she's gonna miss him, and it was just awful. Blah blah blah. And at the end, she was saying that he was, she's gonna miss his sense of humor, and he was always one to come with an off-color joke, and she said he's probably in heaven right now making some kind of joke about how he messed up his proposal because he died. And I was like, oh, that's actually kind of funny. Like, I was like, respect for sure. I thought it was, but
Did you already say the part about he's probably up there telling somebody about how he died?
You have headphones on.
Yeah, baby, that doesn't matter.
You literally have headphones on.
I was looking away. I hear nothing. I turned my head. You can't expect me to have heard you. Doesn't even matter.
But yeah, I told Randall that I was like, holy shit, because I wanted to go look at the pictures. As soon as he was telling us about it, I went and looked up the pictures, because she had taken pictures of him when he did it, and then in the article it had her Facebook post, which is super sad. They're from Louisiana too, by the way. I think I told you that.
Yes.
And Randall looked up as well that it was the window that he had to swim down to put his note up against the window was 32 feet from the surface.
Getting there.
32 feet. Wait, how the fuck did you think he was going to make it down there? Do all his
you can just kill
things.
It's delayed.
It has been the whole time.
I know, but it's kind of scratchety. And It's ruining my universe.
You're ruining my universe.
I know. That's my job. That's my life.
32 feet. That's too far.
If
it's more than 8 feet that you have to go underwater
and back
and propose, show a note, get a reaction, then go back to air, too far. 32 fucking feet. Of course he drowned. Of fucking course he drowned.
Bad plan, sir.
Yeah, scuba gear would have been, the first step in the right direction.
That's what most people do when they underwater.
If you go underwater that far, you put on scuba gear.
Have one of those little cool ass Navy SEAL breathers where you got a little tank that's like 5 minutes.
You can get those. Yeah. DJ said I think she might have dodged a bullet.
Oh, he was going to kill others probably with one of his thoughts.
It sounded like he was one of those, he was very, throw caution to the wind all the time. Was not really careful about anything. He was probably, a base jumper or something, too. It was a matter of time with that guy, for sure. He was not going to make it very long if he made it past that. But 32 fucking feet, are you kidding me?
How do you not do a dry run?
That's what I said. Test it out, see how far you can go comfortably before you start getting I need to go get some air.
Even without the show, can you get there and back?
Can you just get there to the window and back?
Cleanly.
Yeah.
And the answer to that's going to probably be no.
And it's no.
So we were talking about this. At first, I pictured it as he was under there with the stuff, proposing. She's watching in love, and then he floats to the bottom like Jack on Titanic. Then you corrected me.
Yeah.
Which it's illogical as fuck. I was thinking that, but that's literally how I pictured
Randall thought
it.
He just died right in front of her at the window.
Floated away with his hand.
Never let go. But no, he swam off bye, see you at the top, and then just never came up. So he got round the corner or whatever and barely, made it away from the window. Thank God, though, that she didn't just watch it. It's bad enough that he died trying to propose to her like that. And then if she would have had to actually watch him drown, I can't imagine.
How pissed off, speaking of this about Jack, and Beth just chimed in with the I'll never let go, Jack.
Never let go, Jack.
First off, what a lying bitch, because she did let go.
She ran right back to that motherfucker.
I'm saying, but she let go, and he floated away. Number two, I've always wondered...
There's plenty of room on that goddamn door for both of them.
What in the fuck, man? that fucking...
Quit being a fucking selfish bitch. Scoot your ass over. Move that dress over. And let him on there.
For God's sakes.
Yeah.
Chivalry.
Selfish bitch. I was so mad at her at the end of that movie for that.
I want to know, though, if the band really went down playing. That's the old saying. They really did. What balls of steel to just be nope.
I think that was for the movie, baby.
I know, but in the real life history, supposedly they went down with it. I get the captain going down with the ship. He should. Should have seen the iceberg.
That's a thing. Yeah, and where were you with the giant iceberg? But yeah, I think the band, I think that was Hollywood sensationalizing.
Speaking of that, when are we going to find Amelia Earhart? This is another thing people do not know about
Earhart?
Yeah, Amelia Earhart.
You said Everhart.
Oh. Amelia Earhart. The
okay.
flyer. This is one of my
the Bermuda Triangle.
One of my biggest
conspiracy
rabbit
theories?
holes that I've ever went down. I used to be balls deep about when are we going to find her.
Really?
God, yes. For years before we were
they
married.
Found her.
They've had a bunch of bullshit that's never been proven on those little islands outside of her last radio transmission. But how in the fuck we haven't found her plane?
If she crashed in the ocean, baby, it's gone.
Well, I know, but there's all kind of myths about her. She could have, glided in by one of those islands. There were so many and lived on the island with the
indigenous people.
No, there weren't people on the islands. But it's not her I'm talking about. It's the fucking plane. How can we not find the plane?
Because it was an itty tiny little plane and it is in the ocean somewhere. And the ocean is massive. You know the trenches? There's some trenches in the ocean that are 10 miles down.
That's where you get into those sea monsters that live.
That's where the
Shit
megalodon lives still.
Seen.
Yeah. The stuff that never
fish.
sees daylight. Yeah, I mean, there's shit like that. And it could have easily crashed into the ocean, even not in a million-mile deep trench, but still, like, the ocean is massive. And her plane was comparatively not big. It was like a one-person plane or two-person plane. Like, it was like, talk about a needle in a haystack.
Find all the other shit, though.
No, they don't.
I
don't find everything.
I think it's because she's a woman.
No, it's not. It's because it happened in, what, the 4?
Because she was a trailblazer. Here's the thing. A lot of people don't know about Amelia Earhart because she's so beloved. She was like a fucking iffy pilot. Like, she had so many plane wrecks.
That's what I remember,
like
seeing.
Yeah,
like,
I mean, the first ones have
fine.
to.
Yeah.
But what a gangster.
No, I agree that it'd be great. I just don't think it's crazy that they haven't found anything because it's the ocean. But it's interesting that that's something that's like bothered you for
forever. Me and Jim. Jim's big into it.
I could see that. Yeah.
I just think there's.
You guys need to investigate.
There was rumors that she was a Russian spy.
Uh-huh.
That was one in China, like she picked her up or some shit.
Okay.
But that's not real. I think they're.
She's on the next episode of I Shouldn't Be Alive. Or whatever that show is that I watched on Amazon.
That show is fantastic, by the way.
So good.
The
one where the guy got eaten by the bear, basically, and
dude had his whole leg ripped off the bone, basically.
Yeah.
His whole thigh.
His whole thigh bone was muscle was flapping away, and he got that shit.
Killed the bear too.
Killed the bear with
Real
one shot.
Whatever that movie's called with Leonardo DiCaprio.
The Revenant.
I was gonna say Revelation.
The Revenant. Yeah, no, it was a real live version
of that
happened to that guy, and he lived, and he can fucking ride horses and shit. Doesn't even have a limp, barely.
Got a nasty looking leg.
Looking leg, but he still functions 100%. Gunner, I've never seen Gunner so terrified as when we were watching that.
The reenactments are great. It's not like a cheesy, it's fucking good. It's called Joby. It's I Shouldn't Be Alive.
Mm-hmm. I Shouldn't Be Alive. It's good ones. I mean, it's like
once you start,
you should
you're not
be
stop.
alive. Yeah.
We watched 5 seasons in a few days. There's one, this dude parachutes. His plane they're up parachuting. The plane runs into trouble.
Yeah.
I say parachuting.
But it's like the activity
practice.
of
parachute practice. And the plane is about to go down, so they all bail, go ahead and jump.
Mm-hmm. And they don't know where the
dude
fuck
survives in the ocean for like a week.
All his friends die because the plane is crashing. It's like mid-plane crash when they all jump out. So like a lot of them hit their heads, and like everybody else that jumped out with parachutes died.
2 buddies.
Oh, I thought it was like 3 of them.
2.
Okay. He lives just fucking free floating in the ocean
for a week.
No, 24 hours.
No, it was more than that.
It was 24 hours.
No.
Or maybe 36 hours. It was not a week.
I'm willing to bet money. We'll check it.
I'm going to fucking Google that shit right now. It was not, because I remember.
Google it. Loser has to take a whole nother shot.
Oh, you about to get drunk?
But so anyway, he's out in that water for so long. Not only has to float himself and all that shit in the sea, middle of the sea, all that scary shit. The salt is starting to like rip his skin off.
Skydiving Costa Rica. And 24 hours, top line.
Take a shot.
You take a shot.
Take a old shot.
It's 24 hours. It's a long fucking time to be just nothing. He had nothing.
That doesn't sound as cool as a week, though.
Baby.
It still is.
Do it.
I couldn't tread water.
Go lay in the pool for 24 hours.
No, I'm dead.
Yeah. I mean, the fact that he didn't get eaten by a shark is incredible. He did float into a school of jellyfish.
Ooh, tore his ass up. Yeah.
Tore him up. The news footage of him, because the reenactment, they put little whelps all over the guy to make it look like it, but then they showed the actual news footage of when he was getting like on the gurney, and the reenactment guy looked just like him.
His skin was also starting to peel off from the salt.
Oh,
the salt water.
Yeah, his lips were like just leaving his face, and he had.
There was the guy that survived in the raft for a month.
Yes, it was like 72 days.
Literally,
It was more than a month. It was
that
70 something days.
traumatized me because he went like through the stages of going crazy. His little life raft punctured, and he fixed it while on the water. Like
it was punctured by a shark, wasn't it?
Yeah, bumping it.
That's why I'm like, how did this dude that 24 hours just floating in the ocean, no shark? And it was Costa Rica where they have saltwater crocodiles. Because there was one point where he was like hallucinating, obviously, because he had started swallowing a bunch of salt water because he's treading water and then floating or whatever. So naturally he's going to ingest the salt water. So he started hallucinating. And because at one point he had a log that floated up. And when it was floating up, he thought it was a saltwater crocodile. And I'm like, oh, fuck, he's in Costa Rica. That's totally legit.
No, that's right. And that log, though, he had to abandon it because it was actually taking him out instead of toward.
Yes, he had to let it go. Oh, my God, yeah.
It was like a Wilson moment.
It was. Totally was.
Castaway.
Uh-huh. He was like, ah. It was like his saving grace for like 6 hours, and then he had to let it go because he wasn't able to get any closer to shore. That guy's a gangster. And he still goes skydiving.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Beth wants to know if you'd be able to keep living normally if you lost one of your legs.
I mean, I think
so. A lot of people do.
Just keep on keeping on. I can't. It would suck, but yeah, just have to adjust everything.
Here's the deal with that, Beth. Let me break it down for you. A little Randy knowledge. If I only had one leg, if I had a stump of any kind, it would be a nightmare for everyone else on earth because I would rub that thing on people. I would put it in their face. I would dip the stump in their food just to see what they do.
He would be just like the guy, oh my God, in Scary Movie 4 or whatever, when it was like Chris Elliott, when he had the little tiny hand. Mm-hmm. He was like stirring the mashed potatoes.
Oh, yeah. Kristen Wiig with the little hand.
And he was like, take my good hand. That would be you with whatever appendage. You'd be stirring people's soup and like.
Yeah, I would not be good for people if I had a stump. I mean, because I've got a, I guess they call it, it's not a bridge. It's almost like I've got two molars that I can take out.
It's a bridge.
Yeah, it's like a false teeth, though.
It's a bridge.
I can pop them out that I had knocked out years ago. And when I first got that thing, I would like spit it out while eating or push it out to show people while we're eating just to see what they do. Like I'm a nightmare with that. I'm very immature.
You gotta have fun with it, though.
I think it's funny. But rubbing, I think it would take some getting used to for a partner to, because a stump is never like smooth and straight. It's always, any of them that I've ever seen, they're always gnarly. But these
depends on what the cause of losing the limb was too, as to how clean they could get it. I think. Yeah,
the better question is, could you cut off your own limb like in 72 hours?
It's like 200 and something hours, not 72 hours, Randall.
You want to put another shot on it?
Yes. You still haven't taken your shot, motherfucker.
Yes, I did.
You did?
Yes.
I don't believe you.
I did. And I'm
It's not 72 hours. You think he was trapped under a rock for 72 hours and cut his arm off?
My gut is saying yes. 72.
It's like 300 and something hours.
What was that movie with James Franco, people?
James Franco. I know the guy's name is Aaron something, but
171 hours.
It's not 171. It's 300 something, I think.
Keep Googling. Let's see.
Movie arm cut off. Somebody literally Googled 127 hours. We'll meet in the middle.
100 and what?
127. And then as soon as I say it, Joe and Dave both said it.
That's
too.
way closer to 72 hours than you thought, though. You were like 371 million.
It's halfway. We were both wrong, way on the wrong end. 72 hours is 3 days.
Yeah, and we're acting like you're talking like that's nothing. To have your arm crushed, you're like, anybody could live 72 hours.
No, 3 days is not to the point where you're cutting your arm off, though.
Yeah, have you met me?
No, okay, I stand corrected.
I would have cut mine off at like hour 2. Guaranteed.
67 minutes, right?
I'm obsessive. I'm so obsessive. I would have chewed through it if I didn't have a knife. Like people think I'm bullshitting. I would have had my arm off way sooner.
Nah, I don't know. I would just die. I would probably just. I don't know. That was gangster as fuck. That guy that did it.
Oh, I promise you. I know me. I would have no problem cutting off my arm in that situation, and I would actually probably be like he was. He was like infatuated with it as he was doing it. I remember watching him, except for when he would hit the nerves. Like, that movie is an anxiety attack. A bottle. That one
and the one with Ryan Reynolds where he gets buried alive.
That's the worst one in history.
That one is where the one with Ryan Reynolds. So the 127 hours was anxiety for sure. And I don't remember what order we watched them in, but the one with Ryan Reynolds where he gets buried alive, that's where I truly was able to recognize my anxiety as a physical, because like I've always had it a little bit, but like not to the extent where like you had for many years recognized it, owned it, whatever. I had been trying to like kind of suppress it the best I could. That movie, I was like, I can't even anymore. I can't try to hide it. I was covered in sweat.
We both were.
I remember literally, like we were in our living room at the old house. Yes. We had the old couch. Old couch. I was covered in sweat, and like I thought I was immediately like, I need to go talk to somebody.
Well, we watched the whole movie with our asses puckered, like glued to it
in the dark.
And then as soon as it was over, we were both like, I hated it. We watched every second though. It was the most. What's that movie called? You got to Google again.
My Google machine is on fire tonight.
That damn movie. If you haven't watched it,
I think it's called like Buried or something. But let me see. Ryan Reynolds.
I don't even consider it a Ryan Reynolds movie because shame on him for what he did.
It was awful. So awful. Ryan Reynolds movie Buried Alive is called Buried. Yep. What did I just say? Yep. It's called Buried. Yeah. It's awful, guys. Don't watch it. Don't fucking watch it. He gets buried alive in a box with
the whole movie,
a lighter and like a cell phone, like a flip phone with like 1 bar of service, and it keeps cutting out, and like the battery's dying. There's snakes. It's the worst shit ever. I've never hated a movie so much that I watched every second of. Because they were giving you hope, like he was going to get rescued. It was up until the last second. Mm-hmm. They were like this. So that's what we were waiting for. It was like for the release of like, oh, this anxiety can be over, and then the movie ended, and it was like, oh no, that's not what's happening. Kill me, no. Fucking kill me.
That I would not.
The worst.
I would not.
We just spoiled it for you anyway, so don't watch it. He dies. It's terrible.
That's probably the world's worst. I would probably rather. I think I would rather drown than that.
I don't know. It's because my claustrophobia has gotten a lot worse as I've gotten older, and it's like it's rooted in like my fear of drowning, because it's like suffocation and drowning and claustrophobia. It's all the same to me. Mm-hmm. Like when I get in a real crowded out elevator, I start like freaking out. And then I don't know. I don't like it.
I wanted to do a quick update too on the guy that I called bullshit on from Dorian that claimed his wife drowned.
Oh, okay.
Mr.
What's up?
Armstrong. If you Google it, you can't find anything, because I've looked for like whatever his name is, Mr. Armstrong.
I don't even know. I don't even remember that they showed his name on the original broadcast of it.
And to this point, her body has still not been recovered.
Oh, okay.
And there's been a GoFundMe by his estranged daughter. But here's the deal. Everyone just like accepts it. No one has wrote a thing about it since it happened on like September 4th. That body is not just going to flow out of the house right through a perfect door and out to sea. If they never recovered a body, I'm calling even more bullshit now because I saw an art that they have not recovered her body.
So he killed her before the hurricane. Now, so I said that he killed her. He was using the hurricane as an excuse to cover it up.
That would be for sure, I think.
So now at this point, because he said he watched her drown in the house. So what's the situation of the house? Is it gone? Because if that's the case, then okay. If it's completely gone?
Mm-hmm. But none of the houses are completely gone. They're just wreckage.
Well, they're like rubble, but like...
The body would be in that rubble.
Okay. Yeah.
It wouldn't have made its way out through the community, back out perfectly. I mean, it's the perfect murder, though.
Yeah, because the hurricane washed it away. All the evidence.
He will never be found.
No, fuck no. Unless he just confesses.
What a pro.
That is professional level for sure. He was like, oh, I see a storm coming. Time to die, bitch.
Oh, shit. Joe hasn't seen Final Destination. I quit watching those.
No, he said, I have seen Final Destination because Beth asked if I would crawl out of an elevator if it stopped in between floors and said, yes, probably. But Final Destination, you'd get cut in half.
Yeah. Okay. I get it now. I see. I would climb out of the elevator.
I would panic and climb out real fast.
Yep. No one would want to be trapped in the elevator with me either.
God, no. Including me.
Because everybody would be like, we're only 10 minutes in, sir. Please wait it out.
Well, it's
be like, no, we're dead. We're going.
It's like the episode of The Office. Me and Colleen were talking about this at work the other day. Episode of The Office where Pam and Dwight get stuck in the elevator, and he's been wearing like the Camelback all day, drinking water, and like the elevator stops, and literally like 3 seconds in, he's peeing in the corner. She's like, Dwight, what are you doing? He's like, we don't know how long we're gonna be stuck in here.
No.
So funny.
I would be bailing out, and I would be sliding down the elevator cable to safety.
Yeah, I think I might see what the top of the elevator looks like, and then if the door's open, I will scoot my ass right out quickly.
It would be. I think about that all the time. How bad it would be for everyone around me if the shit hits the fan, because I'll be going into survival mode within minutes. Everybody like waits it out. That's why I wouldn't be good on a hurricane coast where everybody has those hurricane parties and they're like, let's just tuck it in.
Let's just drink and hunker down. Yeah. I did that.
No good.
Plenty of times. Yeah. It was back when I smoked weed though. That's what we need to do. We need to get some. Nope, not for you.
I need to take up smoking marijuana.
Just in moderation though, baby.
Yeah. As soon as it's medically available here, I'm in.
Yeah.
Because I will qualify for a million different reasons.
We need to wrap it up soon, by the way.
We are wrapping it up. This is the end.
I just didn't know
about how I want to be a chiefer.
But like, I need you to not smoke all the weed.
Not chief. Not do like Joe B before podcast of the round table.
Not do like you do. Things.
Joe B, what I love about him is you can watch him he gets high all of a sudden. Like he smokes and then he's fine and then all of a sudden he's so high. Mm-hmm. And I love watching it because I'm like that, but except I throw up and become intolerable. I can't function.
You wouldn't be podcasting for sure.
No.
You're like incapacitated on the couch or the bed or whatever, and you're like, I'm paralyzed.
If I could learn to just
moderation,
dabble,
like you do with beer. You don't fucking
the weedery.
Could you treat weed like you do beer? Could you take 2 sips of a beer and put it down, and then I have to finish it? Can you do that with weed?
I think now I could do that with anything.
Yeah,
as I've gotten older.
Yeah,
now, not 10 years ago.
That's true. I think now we could try again. We could do one more again.
Well, I don't want to feel bad anymore.
Yeah,
I don't want. I don't want to chase the being drunk.
You're not trying to get to a million.
Wasted. I don't want to be wasted. Mm-hmm. That's the difference too. Where I'm like, I'm smoking all this shit. Just gonna see.
I don't want to feel things.
Well, no, and I don't believe it.
Right.
That's my thing. It's like I don't believe it. No such thing as
you guys
high.
are lying. There's no such thing as being high.
Beth said I used to smoke so much when I was young. Now I make the same mistakes as Randy. I can't handle the deep toke.
No, Randall can't handle the deep toke either, Beth.
No.
And I don't know. I probably couldn't now either. I haven't. When was the last time I smoked weed? 10 years ago?
Forever.
10 years ago, probably.
Yeah. I need to try it. I need to be cool.
I mean,
Joe was out there trying to find that car Elon shot to Mars. I'm still trying to figure out what Joe answered the last 2 questions.
I need to go back and listen to it.
There was one point, the last question, I still don't know what Joe was talking about at all.
And I think he said, I don't remember, I forget what I'm answering or something.
What am I talking about?
What's
That's
happening?
something I would say. What did I just talk about?
What are we talking about? Yeah, I think I've said that a couple of times on podcasts at the round table just because, yeah. You know.
Oh, yeah, Beth goes all in and freaks out. Me too. I freak out.
When is this going to be over? Yeah, no, yeah. Randall did the same thing. He said, how do I know when I'm high? How do I get rid of it?
Nothing works either with weed. Like with alcohol, you can kind of you sober up.
You can't. I mean, people used to say like go take a cold shower or whatever, and it kind of. I mean, sure, it can kind of heighten your senses, I guess, and make you feel more sober. But you just got to ride it out.
Supposedly, though, now they've got it so dialed in with strains, like you can get some that's just like good for sleep. If I could find some that really just makes me sleep, dude, I'd pay premium price.
He'd be all in. That's where you'll get Uncle Randy is like helping him sleep better.
Some premium dollars. I'm talking about I'll go into bankruptcy. How much is it? Mm-hmm. But everybody says that, and then the shit makes me feel terrible because they're lying to me.
You still taking your CBD stuff to sleep?
No, I started thinking that was bogus.
It was help. I thought you said it was helping you.
I don't really think so. I think it was like a placebo.
Placebo effect?
I don't believe anything, though. I try to, and then I quit lying to myself about everything. I just don't know,
baby.
It's like I have to feel it to believe it.
But then if you feel it, it's just getting fucked up. And
then it gives me anxiety. So it's a nightmare. That's my life.
Vicious cycle. Yes, this is my baby in a nutshell. Yes.
Joby says it's indica.
Okay.
As in couch. And see, Beth agrees with me. She thought CBD would be better. Me too. Now, there is one CBD I took that had like a small percentage of THC in it. Mm-hmm. Some candies, and I ate them, and then I looked at Brooke, and I was like, I'm high.
He did. And he was like, eat one. You need to be high with me. I'm like, I'm not, what? And I ate one, and he's like, are you high? I'm like, no.
Not at all.
It's candy. I don't understand why. Oh, no.
Holy dick and ball. Wow.
Oh, that's so thick.
John just shit up the place.
Oh, my God.
Holy God. All right, we gotta end it. I can't sit here and smell that. That's the pizza farts. I gave him too much pizza.
Why'd you give our dog pizza?
Like, what are y'all smelling? What is it?
I just got so excited. Okay.
All right, we're going to head out. John just shit up the podcast studio. We're done in here. All right.
Okay, bye, friends.
Fuck yeah.
Bye.
Yes,
So bad. That was thick and meaty.